So remember a couple weeks ago when we talked about, are you actually sharing content you love and are excited about, because your audience can feel it. If you're not excited, we aren't excited. So, because I know a lot of people have been told niche down or only share this type of content, don't share that. As I always say, there are no rules. It's about what works for you. It's what lights you up. We are here to follow people's journeys, learn from each other, laugh with each other, get to know each other, right? So with all that said, I did promise you I would come back with hooks for you after you kind of really wrote down like what it is that you're passionate about and what you want to talk about. And what is it something that you can never shut up about? If someone brings it up, you're like, oh, la, la, la. And it's so funny because I've seen a lot of people pivot over the years because whatever it is that they were talking about or whatever they first started showing up on social media and talking about, they're like, I'm actually bored. And they totally pivot and it's really fun to see. So I've always talked social media and marketing because that's what I am passionate about. If I tried to talk something else, you guys would be like, what? You can tell it's just not in me, right? So with that said, and I gave, if you didn't listen to that episode, it was a couple weeks ago, and I shared a few reels with you guys where you could really see, even though it was educational content, right? Where we know not all content needs to be helpful and educational. This type of content from these creators, you could tell like they really want to share this travel tip or they really want to share that recipe, right? It's like they are so excited to hit post. And that's how I want you to feel, because you're going to have a lot more fun showing up and you're going to have a lot more fun growing and you'll grow faster. You'll connect faster. People will feel that. So with all that said, I started really thinking about it because one of my clients actually did go viral recently, and she kind of took a little bit of a hiatus for a while because she just had a baby, and you know, that post-baby fog, it's a lot, right? And she's got 202. And so we're kind of like, I was like, what is it that content can't be hard for her. She's got two small kids, running her business, right? Trying to fill her coaching programs. She's a nutritionist. Fun fact, she's my nutritionist, and she's helped me in so many ways. Anyway, I absolutely love her, and it's so fun to continue to work with her, and that she's so, she's gone viral several times with content, but it'd been a while since we had one really go crazy. We've seen like steady, whatever. And I'm like, girl, we need to make this so easy. And again, it's something that like is going on in your life right now that is very easy for you to record. And like I always say, with the helpful educational content, it has to have a personal element so that we believe it and that it's trustworthy and that it's casual and fun. So I know when I do a reel and I include a hook, like here's how I edit my reels as a social media strategist who's also a lazy content creator, right? Here's how I do this, that sort of thing, right? So I was like, what are you eating right now? Like, what is your go-to snack right now? Because I know for me, following a nutritionist, I'm obviously her target market too. So I was like, I want to know what you are filling your cart with. And she loves to experiment. So I was like, cool, this will be fun. Let's do it this way. We've gone viral with her this way so many times. The smoothie that helped her client lose 20 pounds, 3 ingredients, right? Or whatever it is. You want to add something, not just here's a smoothie recipe, boring, right? It's like, this is the smoothie recipe that helped her client. So right away, it's establishing expertise. It's putting something personal in it, and it's relatable because if the person wants to lose 20 pounds, that's their goal. They relate to that hook immediately. So when I really study all these hooks that do so well for my clients, and almost every time we do this structure, it goes viral. I'm like, why reinvent the wheel, right? So I wanted to share it with you. So again, this is not the only type of content to create. This is not the only way to structure your reels, but this is a surefire bet. It will help you get views. I call it now R.E.P. because I was like, I need to come up with a phrase for this so people know how to really nail it, right? You guys know I love my POV hooks. You know I love, did you know, like those simple on-screen hooks. This one can be the best way to do it. There's 2 ways to do it. This is the hook on the screen. So in other words, your anchor hook, your title hook, whatever you want to call it. It's the thing that sticks on the screen right when they see the reel. So they immediately know, am I interested or not? And this is under the helpful category of my 4 H's, but the R means relatable. E means expertise. P is personal. So you want to add in those 3 elements, something that they can relate to. Now I want to preface this because this is where I don't want it to get tricky. Relatable could be a brand they already know, Nike, Amazon, Old Navy, right? Trader Joe's, like it's a brand they recognize. It could also be a phrase in that word bank you've been working on. One of my phrases that my people relate to is 200 view jail. So something like that they relate to. So it's either a word, a phrase, or an identifier, something that they go, that's me, or I'm interested. Numbers are great, relatable. Location is the other. So again, relatable for her was 20 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever that is. They go, that's my goal too. I relate to this hook. Location. So great for my hyper local people, local bloggers, realtors, best cozy coffee shop in Washington State from a coffee connoisseur. I don't know. So, right? Like That's the flow. It gives the expertise. So it says something about why they should believe you. And what I do sometimes, I don't even say like from a social media strategist. I'll just be like my client. My client says that's my expertise is I have a client, I have a customer, whatever it is. So that's another way you can do it because I don't want you to overthink this. So that's relatable, right? We got relatable covered. For expert, this is where people get thrown for a loop. I noticed in the comments on my reel when I talked about this, and they were like, well, I'm not an expert. I'm like, what is your title? So if you can't think expert, what's your title? Bookworm, mom of two, type B business owner, right? What's a title that just says why you're reputable, why they should want to hear, again, 200 pounds down. That could be your title. If you don't want it, you could just say a busy mom who's a 7-figure business owner. That's your title. You don't have to say business coach, realtor, shop owner, just you could say 7-figure business owner. So expert is also does not have to actually mean your title. Just like relatable doesn't actually have to mean something deep. It's just the word Amazon relatable because they attach to it. It's anything, a word, phrase, etc., that they can attach to. So if you're struggling with that, E, expert or title, something that makes them go, yes, I believe you. And then P, personal. Here's what Katie's said that went viral for her. Now, again, I do want to preface this. I think when people hear viral, they hear, and I talked about this last week, they hear, oh, then she must have gotten 7 million views. No, viral just means the way there's no technical for it, but even if you look it up, if you ask ChatGPT, it's like any content that just gets more views than what you normally get. So I usually look at it as like, if you normally get 50,000 views on a reel, if you're over 500,000, like that's like, if you quadruple plus your normal standard views, that's viral. So if you have 1,000 followers, but you get 10,000 views and you normally get 500 views, like that's viral for you. It went beyond what you typically get. So hers got over 500,000 views and it's still going because it was at 400, I think 50,000 a couple of days ago. She's gotten over 1,000 new follows. She's had almost 4,000 shares. Okay, this is what's so fascinating to me. 4,200 likes, 3,700 shares. So almost likes and shares were almost the same. That's crazy. So this is what her hook said, and it's her actually doing the thing. You guys know how I'm always saying, make sure in your video you're demoing if possible. It's not necessary. You can have a pretty quote with a waterfall, right? But if you're giving a tip, especially, or you're saying POV, you're an author who da 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 da, like maybe in the video show you writing a book, right? Try to make it so they know you're in. The video tells a bit of the story. Okay, so she's demoing. She's eating the snack. And the hook is, it's the R.E.P, ready? My current couch snack. And we came up with that together because we were like, we need like, what do we all say now? Couch rotting, right? Like that's like a popular saying in culture. So I was like, we got to do something about couch. So current couch snack as a nutritionist and busy mom. Underneath in a smaller print as like a little subtitle, 15 weeks postpartum. So if someone's postpartum, they're going to relate to that phrase. If someone loves to eat snacks on their couch and rot, they're going to relate to couch rot. You see what I mean? So those are just relatable words that she used. And then her expertise, she dropped that she's a nutritionist and something personal, busy mom. And she also added in 15 weeks postpartum. So if someone's postpartum and wants to get their nutrition up, they see right away she's a nutritionist and it shows the snack. So it's already something they desire. And then she takes them through, which I like to call the book reel. So that hook was about 2.5, 3 seconds. And then it shows her step-by-step making it. So like I always love to tell people, especially if you are in food, interior design, things like that. We love a before and after, but one formula I love is when you actually show the after and then the process, because you immediately grab them with that desired feeling, right? So she did it perfectly. And then it shows Greek yogurt real quick, 1 second, second clip, the protein powder, third clip, the peanut butter, right? And she just stirs it and then she shows it was genius. And she got over 1,000 new followers. Yeah, standard, she gets usually about 40,000 is like her average views. So 500,000 is a huge jump for her. And again, so many shares, so she got so many new eyeballs. So that is the R.E.P. So when I talked a couple of weeks ago about like, are you guys really sharing stuff you want? How would you fill out an R.E.P hook? You're a hairstylist. My go-to hair color when I'm bored of my hair from a 10-year stylist, I don't know, something like that. The curly hair routine, I swear by as a hairstylist and curly haired girl who used to hate her curls. My go-to workout regimen as someone who hates to work out from a fitness coach and avid runner. What is it that they're going to relate to? So again, $20 screen-free Amazon fine for all my fellow toddler moms. So right away it says, oh, she's not just telling me, she's also a toddler mom. Again, this comes down to writing down those relatable words. So for me, again, 200 VGL, watch time. What are other phrases, right, that my people love? Instagram is obviously Reels. CapCut is a great, relatable, catchy word that because people love CapCut. Personal, I would say social media strategist, or I would say lazy content creator, and expertise, obviously marketer of 20 years. I could say social media manager for 10 plus years. So just think of that. And then what's a tip you can give them? And you've got your R.E.P reel. But again, I want to make sure when you are writing these out that this is a good exercise to really make sure you're talking about things you love. Like Katie talked about something she loves, a protein snack that she makes every day on the couch where she gets 5 minutes to herself. And you could tell it was organic and real because she's sitting there eating it on the couch. She's not making this up. This isn't just something she saw. This is a snack that she fuels her body with and enjoys eating. And you can tell. Now, for people that work in digital, perfect. You could say the 3 components I add to every Canva, or I don't know, maybe something about a Canva hack. If you're a web designer, my favorite Adobe blah, blah, blah fonts for the girlies who love blank, tiny under subtitle from a web designer. Things like that. You can even start with that hook of you being like pointing to it, pointing to the text bubble, classic reel style, if you don't find that too cringy. And then you flip the camera and show them. My favorite design hack, but what's cool, another thing, my favorite guest room color palette. So if they're in the process of, they know they have guests coming this summer, they're right away going to go, oh, guest room. Yep. I need to spruce up my guest room for people coming this summer. So think of things like that, and then how can you use a relatable phrase, whether it's the name of a store, a brand, a phrase that we commonly use, a location. How can you squeeze in that you have a client, a customer, or what your exact title is, or that you're a busy mom, whatever it is. And then how can you end it with something kind of personal? Maybe you're a fellow XYZ or a recovering people pleaser. Okay. So there you go. I hope that helps. Work on that formula. Look at my reel all about it. It will be in the show notes, and use that hook. Listen to that podcast from a couple weeks ago, and last week's too was really good, if I do say so myself, and work on this hook. And once you've really nailed that formula, do maybe one a week, and that'll be your helpful reel for the week. And you've got it. And they'll trust you off the bat. They'll love you off the bat. There you go. Love you, friend. Talk to you next week.